celebrate. Yeah, let's have a drink. Hello everyone, and best of the season to you all and your families and so on. Hope you had a good festive and a happy new year. We have been gone a while, but rest assured we're not going anywhere. So we thought we'd have a drink with you to ring in various celebrations that we probably skipped. Like our stats. We've now been going for 5 years, and we are at 10,000 followers. I'm impressed. Are you impressed? I'm impressed. Cheers. So, where have we been? Well, of course, as we all know, everything slows down for seasonal stuff. Post, mail, power. Of course, you've got a million things to run around that have to do to get families and stuff together. So there was that. But that wasn't much of it. And there was the annual stuff. Because, of course, even though this channel doesn't make a profit, we still need to register accounts. In fact, we need to register accounts 3 times. Because we need to do accounts for the channel at Company's House. We need to do accounts for the channel at the HMRC, that's Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs. And I need to do accounts for myself, because I'm not the same thing with HMRC as well. So 3 sets of books to go through to tell them this does not make a profit. Massive wastes of time. Now, I don't know if you've been keeping up on international current events, but since we spoke to you last, we have had 2 named storms in this country, which grinds everything to a standstill. We had Storm Dara and then Storm Eowyn for Lord of the Rings fans out there. I don't name these things, they just do them annually by letter or something like that. You can check the Met Office if you're interested. And you know, there's all the hilarious fun that comes with massive storms, like all your trash getting blown over and thrown around that you need to go and sort out. And then you've got your car in your yards that can be banged into by anything. A friend of mine had a tree fall on his Jag. Yeah, it wasn't so bad, just a lot of minor dents in the roof. And it's okay, it wasn't like new, he got it second hand. And speaking of cars, we had a hilarious car incident due to the shit roads in this country, where I had a blowout. I don't mean a flat tyre, I mean a blowout. I had to get a replacement wheel and a replacement tyre. Tyre walls completely blown, wheel dented, so that was a lot of fun, and it involved me sitting in a car on a quiet road for 6 hours waiting for roadside assistance. To be fair, the guy was great, but obviously there weren't a lot of staff on. And speaking of incidents and crashes, we had a massive equipment failure which involved one of our drives dying, and we had to spend a ridiculous amount of time trying to recover information from the drive. It was one of our large backups. We had to leave these recovery programs running all night and then picking apart the information and putting it all back. Now, we've occasionally said that we've been unwell and stuff, but I don't think we've actually gone into the extent of the problem. I have a long-term unpleasant illness. Well, it's not that unpleasant, it's just annoying. And the medical profession being what it is, it treats the symptoms rather than the cause. So, after spending 30 years with insomnia, my body has now flipped over and now can't get enough sleep and is exhausted all of the time. So 30 years getting minimal amount of sleep per night and spending the rest of the time like you have jet lag, to not being able to sleep enough, sleeping all the time and still feeling like shit, and being knackered all the time, having bags under the eyes constantly, body clock's messed up, your body temperature is messed up, you can barely do anything, it messes with your moods, it causes muscle and joint pains and cramp and all this kind of garbage. I am on so much medication I rattle when I walk. So there's that. And also I have a strange habit, this has been going on for decades as well. I don't get out much, especially these days. But for some reason, I always get a cold every other New Year. Don't know why, but I spend every other New Year on a couch, wrapped up, passing in and out of sleep whilst watching whatever, and just generally goo coming out of my face. So, after all of that, that's why we've been kind of away. But we haven't been lazy. Coming very soon, we have a brand new cull, the striking of the gong, which is odd, because the last story we did was about silence, which also has gongs involved. These two stories are unrelated, and I think it was the fact that neither were published in Robert Howard's lifetime is probably why they share some theme. They're not the same story, but they don't connect to each other. They just have similarities. So that's coming, like, in the next couple of days. We're also looking into making a new intro for the channel, because we've had the same one for 5 years, and that needs fixing. We also have an unboxing coming. Recently, we did an unboxing of the Conan board game, and told you all about the Red Nails expansion that was coming to Kickstarter. Well, that Kickstarter has arrived, so we'll be unboxing that for you. And we've got a bit of pack cracking coming as well. Now, coming a bit later than that, we have a new big Solomon Kane. That'll be good. We're going to have more Robert E. Howard. Much more. Because, thanks to a channel follower telling us something which we then checked legally, copyright doesn't exist for the stories that Robert Howard made and were published in his lifetime. The copyright extends to any story that Robert Howard wrote in his lifetime that wasn't published, as long as we retain the original text and it's not one that's been modified, like by Ellsberg de Camp or whoever else. And we've found quite a few, which is why we're doing more Cull stories, because we thought there was only like 3 or 4, but it turns out there are more. We're also working with another content creator to do some tabletop gaming. There's going to be historical stuff, fantasy stuff, sci-fi stuff, Napoleonics, ancients, epics, all that kind of thing. Should be interesting. Of course, we're still updating our Bandcamp all the time with new stories, and the new ones coming out will be hitting Bandcamp like a day or so early. Our audiobook, The Last Winter by ABC Samwise, is still available on Audible if you want to go and get that. It's great. If you search on the channel, we've got previews for it. And of course, we thank everybody, all of you, everyone, for all your encouragement, which keeps us wanting to do this, even though we're shattered most of the time. Thanks to everyone who has shared, liked, tipped, commented. Thanks to everybody who's bought a Bandcamp thing, and a special call out to Eric Swain, who still tips us even when we're not putting stuff out. He's fantastic. So without further ado, we're going to get back to editing, and you'll see more stuff from us very shortly.